there, and a very good morning to you. And thanks for joining us on Superscreen News at 10, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Adinke Owoye Ajiboye. A former Senate President, David Mark, and governorship aspirant of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Ekiti State, Adayo Adeyeye, have hailed the outcome of the World Congresses conducted on Saturday in the state. Speaking with journalist Mark, who is the leader of the PDP Congresses Committee, described the exercise as successful and peaceful. He also said that the committee had not received any report to the contrary. However, promised that his committee would treat every complaint on merit, adding that the party would win the coming governorship election in the state. And in another development, a group called Ekiti Professionals in Politics has endorsed Opeyemi Bamidele to fly the flag of the All Progressives Congress APC in the July 14 gubernatorial election. The group, in a statement signed by its coordinator, called on the party delegates to give the former Lagos State Commissioner for Information and Strategy the votes in the May 5 primary because, according to them, Bamidele is well prepared to lead the state into a glorious dawn. The group railed out the achievement of Bamidele as a two-time commissioner in Lagos State, saying he had the contacts and wealth of experience needed to lead the state to envious height. According to the group, Bamidele's performance as a member of the House of Representatives also attested to the fact that he is the right candidate to occupy the exalted position of Chief Executive Officer of the state. And now to a breaking news. A lawmaker representing Kogi West Senatorial District, Senator Dino Malai, has been reportedly arrested at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, on his way to Morocco. Reports say the senator and other passengers had boarded the plane and the aircraft was about to a taxi when a policeman was said to have stopped the takeoff, asking the passengers to disembark. When contacted by journalists, Senator Malai gave more insights into his arrest and detention at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport. According to him, I quote, "Myself and the Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu and others were to be on an official trip to Morocco, but while we were on board, some have gone through the Lagos airport today, others are to depart tomorrow. I got to this airport, I was checked in and was already in the lounge awaiting for departure when immigration officers invited me that there is a directive from the police that I can't travel, that I am on their watch list, and I said it was not true that the Interpol said they were done with the investigation." End of quote. The federal government says $2.7 billion will be needed for the procurement of vaccines to achieve 84% immunization coverage by 2028. Executive Director, National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Faisal Shuaib, who disclosed this at a breakfast meeting with donors and partners on immunization financing in Abuja, so the country's immunization coverage is 33%, but has set a target of 84% coverage by 2028.
We've laid out a roadmap that will involve the pooling of domestic resources to buy vaccines, because in the next 2 years, Nigeria is graduating from Gavi support, although there are conversations around the possibility of flexibility in that graduation. If the Gavi board approves, then it is possible that this period of graduation will be extended by 7 years. The plan is that it provides us with more time to plan for graduation from Gavi. There are conversations within government around how we can gradually, working with the states, begin to set aside domestic resources in our budget the basic healthcare provision funds from the service-wide votes to ensure that we have enough money to pay for life-saving vaccines that our children need. So we're trying to move away from a situation where we go cap in hand to donors to pay for vaccines that our children need. In the next 10 years, we're hopeful that this plan that we've laid out in our strategic document will clearly articulate how these resources will be pulled together, how we will gradually ensure equitable coverage across the country with life-saving vaccines and other services that will ensure that our kids will grow up and become very productive individuals.
Minister of State for Health, Osage Ehanire, said Nigeria is on the path of ending our dependence on donor funds as source of financing the National Routine Immunization Program, as the government is sourcing other means of funding the project.
Map we have been talking about today, and it has been very well described by all the various speakers, the various steps and the various levels of engagement in the country and with the states. They have been very well articulated, and the discussions that will go along with it are going to come up in the second phase. The country intends to go from 33% to 84% of coverage for immunization over that period of time. And this coverage is going to save us a lot of money. You spend some money, but you save a lot of money in treatment and in productivity that will have been lost.
Well, Minister of State for Health, Osage Ehanire, speaking there. Now, the federal government says it has set up a committee to review the technical and financial aspects of the demands around striking joint health sector unions. This was part of the decisions reached at a meeting of top government officials held on Sunday night on the crisis in the health sector caused by the ongoing industrial action. The Director of Press, Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Lawrence Ojabo, disclosed this in a statement issued on Sunday. Ojabo did not disclose the identities of members of the committee, but he, however, said the government officials would today and Tuesday continue the meeting aimed at ending the strike action. At least 4 persons have been killed and 8 others wounded in a suicide bomb attack at a mosque in Abama local government area of Borno State. A chairman of the council, Baba Shehu Gulumba, who discussed the incident to journalists, said 2 teenage suicide bombers, a male and female, infiltrated the mosque at Bamadina quarters and detonated improvised explosive devices, IEDs, strapped to their bodies. Gulumba explained that the incident occurred when Muslim faithful gathered for early morning prayers. He said 3 persons died on the spot, while 1 other died later at the specialist hospital Maiduguri, adding that the wounded persons were also referred to the hospital for treatment. Police in Lokoja has confirmed the death of 10 persons killed by gunmen in Banche community in Basel local government area of Kogi State. A State Commissioner of Police, Ali Janga, who disclosed this to journalists, said the dead included 5 residents of the community, while 5 of the armed gunmen were killed during a crossfire with security agents. Janga said the bandits invaded a sleepy agrarian community in the early hours of Sunday, but they were quickly repelled by a combined team of policemen and soldiers. The commissioner also said 5 houses, an unspecified number of vehicles, tricycles, motorcycles, and other properties were set ablaze by the gunmen. The chairman of the Northeast Local Government Area of Edo State, Scott Ogwemuje, has stressed the need for continuous sensitization of the public, especially in nursing mothers, on the importance of immunizations. Ogematia disclosed this during the flag off of the 2018 National Immunization Plus Days in Uluku Primary Health Care Center in Ovia Northeast Local Government.
The opportunity to stamp out childhood killer diseases, malnutrition, upper respiratory system diseases, malaria, pneumonia, etc. I want to therefore use this opportunity to affirm my commitment to driving the primary healthcare policies that will reduce infant mortality in our local government.
He also called on parents and guardians to make available the award to be immunized. Some federal retirees have staged a protest over non-payment of their pensions and other entitlements 8 months after their verification by the Pension Transitional Arrangement Directorate. The chairman of Federal Concerned Pensioners, David Adedo, said the retirees decided to protest because 8 months after verification, there had been no response or detailed information on why their money has not been paid. During the protest, which took place in Lagos State, the Define the Benefits Scheme retirees called on the federal government to alleviate their sufferings caused by non-payment of their entitlements. You're still watching Superscreen News at 10. We'll take a short break here, and when we return, we'll bring you business news. Join us again. Well, it's so glad to have you back now in Business World. The Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, and the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele, say the country's positive growth outlook would be sustained. Adeosun and Emefiele jointly gave the assurance at the end of the 2018 International Monetary Fund, IMF, and World Bank spring meetings held in Washington, D.C., United States. The minister, who noted that the present growth outlook contrasted with that of 2015, said the inflation rate was slowing down while the foreign reserves were rising, expressing optimism on the federal government's sustenance of the growth trajectory. She, however, called for vigilance and focus for the country not to fall back into recession. Meanwhile, the other committee of the House of Representatives have summoned the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, and the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Ibe Kachiku. This summon is to explain the federal government's bid to spend $1.8 billion on the turnaround maintenance of the country's 4 refineries. The committee, which is chaired by a member of the All Progressives Congress APC from Kaduna State, Agarba Mohammed, has been mandated by the House to investigate why the refineries have failed to work despite a gulping huge sums of time over the years. A committee document obtained by journalists in Abuja detailed the names of top officials of the government and other stakeholders to appear before it from May 7. The Group Managing Director, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, Mekanti Bauer, and the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, are also on the list. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, says about 200 billion naira will be required for the provision of meters to over 4 million of power consumers across the country that need prepaid meters. NERC said the huge amount needed to meter electricity consumers is one major reason why it took away the sole responsibility of meter provision from power distribution companies. Some senior officials of NERC told journalists that the commission had also consulted the World Bank and the Central Bank of Nigeria with respect to accessing funds for the provision of meters through the recently established meter assets providers. A coal electricity distribution company, EKTC, says no fewer than 15 residents of Aja on Lekki-Ekpe Expressway are to be prosecuted for the alleged involvement in energy theft. EKTC alleged that the customer stole energy bypassing its meters. Managing Director Adeoye Fadeyibi, who disclosed this at media, said a new effort will be spared in dealing with energy theft. Fadeyibi also said the VGC estate used to be billed together as a single customer using 1 meter. According to him, following agitations by residents for individual metering and billing system, the company installed meters for houses a few months ago. The company is determined not to allow such people have their way in their illegal mission, as all lawful means will be employed to bring them before the law to answer for their misdemeanor. And that's it in business news. We'll take another short break or more news after this time out. Join us again.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but the Nigeria government are keeping quiet. Housemen are killing people. Why? It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family. You are affecting my business. Let me use glass. If I call it use glass, I'm not a mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. So each shop they are 4 million naira, which I don't have the money, so I have to leave. If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it. The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.